Yes.
And we have a special presentation today. This is very exciting. So we have the Trails Education Days Letter Writing Contest winners. And Elayne Haggan. Would you like to, are you going to introduce these wonderful scholars?
Yeah, hi there. My name is Elayne Haggan, and I'm here with Melanie Ashton, who actually managed a good part of Trails Education Days and the entire letter writing contest. We're very fortunate to have 4 of the 5 grand prize winners with us tonight. And I'd just like to let you know that out of, let's see, we had 946 students who participated in Trails Education Days, and about 72% wrote letters and entered the contest. So we're really pleased. Out of those 600 plus letters, 5 were chosen grand prize winners, and 2 from each of the schools also were winners. And I'd like to ask the 4 who are here to stand when I say your name. Zyra, Ahmed. You can stay, keep on standing, it's fine. Addie Rathore. Dylan Moss. Terra Hong. And Cyrus teacher, Mrs. Halpern from Sycamore Canyon Elementary is here, as is Terra's teacher, Mrs. Sublet from Westlake Hills Elementary School. So we really greatly appreciate their support. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't know Brennan was here. All 5. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I missed you here. Anyway, at any rate, Brennan, I'd like to quote from your letter, because you really, among all of the students, you said the thing that's most important about this program. She said, I really did have a great time on the hike. I'm looking forward to taking more guided tours in the future and learning all about the different trails in the Conejo Valley. I hope students always get to do this because it's very important for kids to learn about respecting nature. Thank you. So anyway, all of the board members have copies of the grand prize letters, and they'll show up on our website at some point. And I wonder if any of you would like to say anything. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Thank you very much. I think that the board members will all want to comment. If you children would like to take a seat, you could take a seat at this point. You don't have to continue standing. But what a wonderful group you are. So we've read your letters. I was impressed. What board members would like to speak? Director Huffer.
Now, as Chair Cuthbert said, the 5 letters that we have here are just absolutely spectacular, and how Elayne and her crew were able to choose 5 out of 600 plus must have been a really daunting task. We've done this for quite a few years, and this is one of my favorite evenings, to be able to read the letters ahead of time, to meet the fine young men and young ladies who wrote these letters. And every time I read these letters, I learn something new. I mean, I hike a fair amount, but I've never had the chance to be on a guided hike. Maybe I should join one of those this year. I learned so much about yucca plants which I had no idea. Somewhere along the line, I thought the porcupines did actually shoot their quills. So it was good to learn that they really didn't do that. The animals and plants that you wrote about, as I said, very informative, very well written. We hear too many stories about young people who aren't able to write very well, but the five of you are excellent writers. So congratulations to each of you. Thank you for your enthusiasm and for everything that you brought to us in your reports, and good luck. I guess you're very close to summer break, so have fun this summer.
Director Lang.
Yes, thank you. Well, obviously, I've been on the board longer than board member Huffer when he said, you know, he should probably go on a guided hike. When we first started, well, I don't know when we first started the program, but when I first got involved 30 years ago, board members actually made the presentations at the teen center about the trails and open space and so forth. And then we were given the opportunity to accompany the students on their hike into Wildwood. So I've had that opportunity, Mr. Huffer, and it is a great experience. And to watch the young kids explore and discover things that, you know, they're not aware, they hadn't been aware of, and to listen to the questions. And as board member Huffer alluded, he learned something about porcupine. Well, when you're on this guided hike, you learn a lot by just listening to the questions of the kids and so forth. And so it's a great experience. Congratulations. And I know that you now have a better understanding and respect for open space. And I hope you take that with you for the rest of your life. It's very important, and share it with your friends who didn't have the opportunity to go on such a hike. So, and tell your friends about it. And hopefully, maybe during the summer or something, with your parents or appropriate adults, take another tour and share what you learned on your hikes, and so well who communicated in the letters to your friends. And you can impress them and how much you know. So anyway, thank you very much, and thank you parents and teachers for all you do in supporting these young people and learning about nature right in our own backyard. There's many young people in our world that don't have the chance to have this type of open space and animals, etc., in their own backyard. So appreciate what you have and take care of it. God bless.
Director Holt.
Hi, and I'll tell you, I grew up in a wonderful small community with a park that had playthings. And so when I read your reports, as Director Lang said, I kept thinking, I didn't know all this. I didn't know some of it. I don't know now, except for reading your reports. But the opportunity that exists in this community and your willingness to subscribe to it and to get involved is wonderful. And I loved all your reports. I even learned things. So thank you.
Director Nichols.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, kids, thanks for sharing with us. I really enjoyed reading what you had to write. I hope you enjoyed writing what you did. It seemed like it did. I don't know if you all enjoy writing or this is like the first time you ever tried it, but it turned out great, whichever way it was. And thank you for the parents that support that. And thank you to Elayne and Elayne for coordinating this, because I know we've done this for many years and it's a great opportunity. But, you know, with having this great open space around us, I don't know how many of you five or the rest of them actually had been on the trails and seen some of that before. Maybe this was the first time, maybe you've been out there many times, but it's a great resource we like to share. And I just want you to know that now that you have attained this level, we could be using some tour guides about your age pretty soon here. So don't think this is just like a one and done. There are a lot of folks that are within our own staff ranks who started as a volunteer, somebody was interested. Next thing you know, they're paid on staff. So there's an opportunity here. So don't let that slip by. I don't know if we recruit them this young, but we try to. But thank you for sharing your knowledge. I appreciate it. It was really an enjoyable experience to read what you had to write. So thank you. And don't stop. Keep writing. It's a great skill. So you're obviously on a good path. So thank you, family. Thank you, teachers. And thank you to our team who makes this happen.
Well, I was very impressed. I'm a first grade teacher. I was glad to see capital letters, periods, and adjectives. So there is hope for my first grade students that when they get to fifth grade, I'm hoping that they'll be able to write this well. And all of the details, lots of details, explanations, telling me why. I was highly impressed with your writing, that all fifth graders could write this well. I just took a couple of notes. I loved that Brendan talked about the chumash and how they use the plants. I take my first grade class on a hike most every year, not the last couple. And when we come back and I say, and you know, the Chumash people only have these mountains to have their food, their toys, their shelter and everything. And the kids are like, really? So I loved that you wrote that and that you talked about, this was Brendan, and that you talked about how you found all the animals so interesting. Thank you, Brendan. And then Zyra, am I saying that right? Zyra, I love how you said you loved the animals and the hikes and that your guide was very kind. I'm glad to hear that. We like to have people be kind. And that I loved this. If you wipe out one kind of animal, there will be an imbalance. That's important to know. That's important to know to keep an ecosystem going. I don't know if it was you that was even talking about all the ecology that we need. So thank you so much. And then I have Addie here. This is something that was very interesting. Runoff water comes from people's backyards. So even though there's water in the creek, that doesn't mean that it's all, that we're still not in a drought. That comes from people's backyards. That's runoff. Interesting to know that there's so much. I just underlined a few things here. All the details, all animals need shelter to be safe from carnivores and omnivore predators. Very good. And here it is. In an ecosystem, everything relies on one another. This is from Addie. Thank you, Addie. Excellent information. And Terra, she talked a lot about trail safety and the environment. And they watched a hilarious skit that was all about trail safety. I want to see that hilarious skit. Thank you, Terra. Maybe we can get the hilarious skit to come here and perform for us sometime on trail safety. I think the board members need that. And then on Dylan. Okay, this one I love because when I take my first graders out, this is what they are the most impressed with. Scat. So Dylan mentioned that they taught you about scats. And with my class, we tell how to tell what the different types of scat are. That's very interesting. And that the animal population is being decreased by trash and pollution. Taking care of our environment is very important. So thank you, Dylan, for that information. Excellent. I've actually been on many hikes. I've actually led many hikes. I hope that someday I'll be leading one of these hikes, and I hope that I will have students that tell me I'm kind and informative. Thank you so much. You are our leaders. You are our leaders of the future. You are our leaders in this community. We need people like you to preserve this wonderful ecosystem that we have. So thank you again.
So as is tradition, and Elayne, I don't know if you have anything further.
Just to say, I don't think the horse would work in this conference room
For this funny skit.
for the funny skit, yeah.
So as is tradition, this board of directors that runs the park district really likes to be photographed with celebrities. So we would ask that all 5 of you come on up, get your gift, and take a photo with the board. If you would be so kind. Put that TV up.